There we are. Okay, a lot of people upon seeing my neon signs that are built in this world have asked me, obviously how I do it. Here's an example. The first thing to point out is that this is done entirely in vanilla. Do I even have a mod menu? I don't think I even have a mod menu. Yeah, I just have shaders and world edit, and like I think a few other rendering mods, and that's it. So if you have world edit, you're pretty much, and some nice shaders to make them actually look this nice, then you're pretty much set. So the basic way they work is with block entity displays. If you want to do them, you will probably want some kind of program like BD Engine. I'm sure there's a way to do some sort of way to use Axiom, but I don't use Axiom, so I wouldn't know. Obviously you need command blocks as well. This world also has most of its game rules turned off, except for tick, because I use redstone. So it's probably also worth keeping in mind if you're like super creative builder who likes having like tick speed set to 0. This needs that. I'm sure there's a way to work around it, I just don't know it. So this is a sign I'm going to be basing ours off. This Panasonic sign from Nagoya. This is far from an exact recreation. Usually I tend to be a bit more accurate, but since it's a weird sign on a really big blank building, I just sort of chucked it onto a completely differently shaped building. Same height, same look, just completely different shape to fit. Which I've also already built, since that's not really what I'm showing off. So the first thing we need to do is we need to sort of make the sign without the animated bit. In this case, this sign is super duper simple, which is why I chose it, because it's literally just the text. So that is where we're going to start. I'm just going to make, I think, so you have to keep in mind, this is obviously where that is. Let me actually check how tall this sign is, because I can't remember. It is 12 blocks tall, okay. So 12 by 4, oh god. Hang on, let me move this over here so I don't... Oh yeah, north. Pretty sure we're facing north, so we should be good. Yeah, perfect. So 4, 12, not 112, 12, there. Duplicate that. Oh, actually, I need to move that back, because, yes, that is where the command block is. If it helps, you can also just place like a command block there, so you actually have a frame of reference, which can be pretty helpful sometimes. And then how wide? How long is this bit? 15. Okay. Yeah, some of the strange bits about building everything on an angle. So pretty much what we have here is we just have like a base that we can work with, so we know what we're actually doing. I'll just grab some text, and I'm just going to use a plain old text to write it. It's what I usually do, because I can't usually be bothered writing out English text. Usually the kanji and the katakana is actually not too bad to write. Sometimes they change the font a little bit. I think that one I changed a lot, but yeah, I mean, in some cases I just leave it as that. I use plain text. You can totally make a super fancy one. I just tend to not do it, because I try to make sure everything is in the one command, and we also want to make sure we set the brightness to 15 and 15 on both of these. that is very important. Writing text. One of the weaknesses of this program is that it's not very good at previewing text. So, okay, no hotkeys. So what I would recommend, so I'm button mashing because I've been using Unity. So I would just recommend like testing. Testing a lot is really one of the most important parts, especially like even what? There we are. Even with how much, yeah, see? Doesn't match. Has a habit of that. I think the text is also too small. Yeah, way too small. Oh, so we're just gonna have to split it into a few bits. That's fine. Let me cut that out. Duplicate it. Pa. If you turn snapping off, you can probably make it perfectly smooth, but I can't be bothered. Actually, let's just... How big can we make this? Whoa. Yeah, it's not... That should do. Probably helps at the Panasonic. We just need the P, so almost make it look intentional. And one more. Perfect. Oh, actually, we need to get rid of the old one first. Need to use both commands because otherwise you won't get rid of the text. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. Okay, and now that one. Yeah, that text is fairly off center, but I don't think I can do much better without cutting off the A in half. Yeah. Yeah, because there's not enough space for it. So with that, we pretty much have the base of the sign done. Let's just get rid of this one and then just quickly. This stage is super easy. Obviously, if the sign's a bit more complicated, you have to keep in mind we're just getting anything that's not animated. So for example, when I did this sign, at this stage, did I even animate this one? I actually don't think I animated this one. But like, for example, this one, I would add the yellow lines and stuff as well, but not the blue ones, which are animated. Yeah, because we're just placing everything that's not being animated. So with that out of the way, we can just quickly get rid of these. Copy the command, paste it, bam, sign. Now I'm gonna put those back, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out how many stages we want to do. This is a pretty long sign. Okay. Well, how much? It's 4 plus 15, so 19. Do we want 19 stages? Sounds like a lot of work. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then a whole bunch of bonus frames. Cool. Oh, actually, we need to add some space between them. This is just so the redstone works as expected. Okay. That should be good. But obviously these command blocks are quite a bit of a gap to this one, so we're just going to need to see how much by. So it's 1, 2, to the east, or positive. So 2 positive, and then 1, yeah, 1 plus 10, so yeah, 11. I'm going to start with this one, I think. Maybe. So now we just need to move this whole thing. Actually, we can get rid of the text. Now we just move this whole thing, just group it. That'll help a lot. So how much is it? Was right now it's -2. Minus. I want it to be -11. No. It's 2. So -11. Oh yeah. No, that's not right. We're going to go the other way. Whoops. And then -2, which is like 9. Hang on. This is why we check. Oh, and it's also that one. Okay. Let's check. Well, that's in the right place. Okay. So it's 1 block too high. And I didn't account for that one. But it is otherwise correct, which is good. 2? Yeah. No, -2. Because we move this way. Okay. Cool. Now let's get rid of that one. Oh. Okay. I'm actually going to move it 2 more to the side because I like to make the first one in the chain, because if we imagine we're going to have a button here to start it, we want to cut it off before doing anything. Is there a repeater? There it is. So we want it to turn off and then start doing the animation from the beginning. Cool, okay. Speaking of, we should now add in a tag here. So tags, I'm gonna name this Toshiba. No, Panasonic, it's a Panasonic sign. Panasonic. Yep, easy. This will make things a lot easier later, but basically just lets us specify that we're talking about this animated sign in particular and the animated parts of it. So with this, now we can actually start adding the neon tubes. So I'm going to use lapis because I just tend to like using any block which is got a border on it. Set it to 1515 so that it glows, and I'm actually also gonna do something else later. For now, like actually, hang on, let me just duplicate that. Ignore that for now. No. Okay, now we're just gonna squeeze it till it's like that big. Okay. Cool. It's too high right now. And make it go up there. And then let's just duplicate it until we cover this whole bit. Cool. that should look alright. But I am gonna quickly test it again. And we're testing on this one now. So we just want to make sure that that spacing is good. How many pixels is that? 2. So that should be fine. I think we've been doing that everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Easy peasy. And now what we can actually do is we can copy this one. But we can copy this one. Instead of making it distance, I'm just going to quickly change that to tag equals Panasonic. And if I press turn it on, it should get rid of it. Yep. Perfect. So now that's working, and this will, destroy the sign as long as we keep this tag on. I'm going to grab these, and I'm actually just going to group them together, because we're going to turn it on in these chunks. So, copy that. Bang. There are other ways to do it. In fact, I'll actually probably do it the better way. So I'm actually a good example. So let's do that. Make the whole sign. Just one by one. Hopefully grouping these together will actually make my job a lot easier. I don't usually do this, but it would be the smart thing to do. Over, and yeah, that's good enough. Cool. Now we have something to start from. And I'm actually going to save this as let's save it as Panasonic, I guess. Panasonic sign. Cool. Let's get rid of that first one, since we've already spawned that one. Select everything, and deselect. Doesn't work like that. Can I not? Whatever. What we want anyway is to have this second group. Actually, no we don't. We want to grab everything, group that together, and move it 2 more blocks, because now we're looking at this one. Now we can ungroup it, whoa, and now we can grab that group, ungroup it, and get rid of that first one, and all of these other ones. I don't know why it's like that. Anyway, if we copy that one and drop it in here, that should hopefully spawn in the second bit. Yep. Cool. So that one onto the next. Bring the sign back. Grab it, group, 2 more, ungroup, and we can also just save that. 1, 2. And get all these ones. Typically I do this by selecting all and then just removing the one I want to keep. But for some reason that doesn't seem to work with groups, so it was not the smart thing that I thought it was. Nice. Let's also actually just turn this one on, so cool. Well, that's not good. That was not very smart of me. I will fix that in a moment. That's why it's good to test stuff. Actually, let's fix that now. Didn't save that. Okay, I'll fix that later. But just, yeah, when doing the text, make sure it goes one bit in front of your neon tubes. I'll fix it later. Okay. Bring this back. Grab a little capital group. -10, one group. Let's get rid of the first 3. 1, 2, 3. Save. And I'm just going to repeat this process for each one. Just applying the offset for the command block it's on, and then okay. Yeah, just apply the offset. -6. Yes. Okay, ungroup. Okay, just reached this point where it's worth pointing out that once we've done this, we actually want to move it a different way. Now, okay, I'm facing this way. So we want to bring it this way. 2 blocks. We just need to make sure we keep track of which direction we have to move it. Hopefully this is right. So up to 9. Yeah. And if you chuck it in here. Oops. Yes, 10. Okay. Cool. That works. And do that again. Before we change directions. So now it's going to be 6. Should be 11. Yep. Cool. And now we need to change directions again. So go to that. And now we need to make this go the other way. Also almost finished animating the sign itself. Now we can actually just check how many blocks are left. Cool. Great. Grab you. Age. Ungroup. you two. Just that. 2 more. Here, group. 5. You. And 1 more. Cool. Just get rid of you. Move you that way. Cool. And that should hopefully, yes. Now we've got all that going on. So if we were to just chuck a whole bunch of repeaters down this way, just add that tiny bit of delay, like that, shall animate, whoosh. I mean, that's the most basic version of the animation, but obviously they tend to be a little bit more interesting than that. So now it's the fun part where we play around with it. So given that that was the last frame, I just want to hold it back on that. Copy this one. Get rid of the whole thing. And what we also might want to do is open. No, that's it. Okay. This doesn't got all the blocks we need, but should have enough. 2, 3, 4. That was 4 blocks, wasn't it? Yeah. 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 Well, okay. Getting rid of it, and then we're here. So so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spawn it in. So I'm going to spawn in like this and then adjust, because it's obviously a very disorganized mess right now with the way I'm doing it. Obviously I'm actually quite out of practice, which is why. Okay, so 7 blocks. So move it 6 in that direction, 4 in this direction. Yep. No. Sorry about that. Wait, yeah, no, that was right. That way, and then 4, so like that. Okay. Next first, just run that on. I should just get rid of the whole thing, yeah. Hopefully that should spawn in the whole thing. Yes. Cool, okay. So turn it all on, all off, 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 and then on, and then we'll just leave that. Okay. So off, on, and we need to move that 1, 2, 3, 4. So that way. It should hopefully not line up by 2. I moved it by 4, didn't I? No, I moved it by 6. Whoops. That was why. Okay. Chuck it there. Yeah, okay. Yes. That was the one we just did, and it's off, and then on again. As long as I can do basic mental maths, I shouldn't need to check. Yeah, and then 2 more. Okay. Now let's give this thing a go. Just make sure all these are in. And since this is the solar part, might be cool actually to actually, yeah, slow this down. Okay. Go. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course this one's off. Oh. Yeah, pretty shocking at math, so okay. My mental math skills are actually abhorrent. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go again. Push. What? Push. Okay. That's all good. However, now I just need to quickly move it. To line up with this. So I can fix that bloody text. Because that's really annoying. And then we'll do a little reveal and all that cool stuff. Cool. Background off. 15. And Sonic. Yeah. Typically we want to just slightly underscale it. I feel like that's smaller. Wait. Yeah, that was why. Okay. And just... yeah. A little bit smaller. Okay. Okay. Hopefully this one works. Okay. Oh. Okay. That is why we need to get rid of the tag on that one now. Okay. What? Oh, it's... hang on. Oh yeah, it'll be getting cold out. Okay, wait, why is it in the wrong spot though? I'm lost. Why would it not be there? So It's... Oh! Yeah, you're probably just shouting at me for that one, eh? Okay. Get rid of that. Get rid of the old one. Okay, just need to shrink it a little bit. Set it to 12. Actually, maybe 11.5. Hold on. We do need to get rid of the old block displays, by the way, because the way it works as well, the text display is the part that's actually being visible. It's still making a block display, and obviously we don't want to be chucking a bunch of pointless entities around. Perfect. Alright, let's actually just grab this block to help mark where the original command block was. Cool. And just like that, unless... Oh, you idiot. Okay. Not just like that. We need to... Yeah. Okay, do you know what? Actually, that's perfect. Okay. And now, just like that, we have an animated neon sign in Minecraft. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Okay. Hopefully that helps any of yous who's curious about this stuff. Yeah, that's all I got. Cheers.